Eric Johnson with me, head coach of the Baker football team. Jason Thoren, they have their first game this Saturday against Peru State. This was supposed to be the third game of the season. We've had a couple already that get postponed. In addition to that, obviously with questions in the offseason, what has it been like trying to prepare for Peru State this week after you didn't know this was going to originally be your first opponent? How has that affected practice and preparation for this week's game?
Well, preparation. I think the big thing that what we've tried to do throughout this whole thing is just try to stay as consistent as possible throughout our preparation, and even though we haven't played the previous opponents, we prepared for the previous opponents like we normally would, and try to keep all that consistent to where we go into a game week, and just a lot of question marks, with the season and everything kind of coming in and how it's going to unfold, and so it's just trying to be consistent and trying to get our guys on the best routine that we can get on, to where there's fewer surprises than really what they're already used to, and going back from last spring and into the summer, and it's been a very challenging time for everybody.
We won last year against Peru State, 41-14. This year, obviously, they have a new coach who comes over from Lyon College, brought a lot of players with him, some good players as well. So knowing that there are so many new pieces for Peru State, how much of last year's performance can you take into this one, or is this one, being week one, more of kind of a self-evaluation?
Well, last year's performance was last year, so really, I don't think you could go into any game and say, this is how we did against them last year. But yeah, with the new coach and new staff and new schemes, that's been very challenging. So the challenging part of it, any first game of the year is always challenging, just because you think you know what to expect, but you don't entirely know what to expect from your opponent and things that they're going to do, and then you haven't really had a good look at their personnel. But I can tell you this, he brought some outstanding players with him, and I think they were fourth in the country maybe in sacks a year ago at Lyon, so we'll have our work cut out for us there for sure. But really for us, it's got to be about fundamentals and doing what we've been doing, and once you get into the game, there'll be a lot of adjusting that has to take place in the game once you kind of see what their feel is and what they want to do, and so first game, I've always said it, I hate the first game of the year, but it really becomes challenging when it's a new staff, a new coach, for sure.
So you mentioned the sack artists that they have. I would assume that offensive line, a position that usually, repetition and playing together, that's very important. How do you feel about your offensive line going into this first week with kind of the messed up schedule so far?
Well, I feel good about them because they've worked extremely hard and they're a very smart group, and so we've tried to we've threw about as much as we can at them just to see all the different looks, and we are young, and so that sometimes that can be an issue as well. Just with experience becomes you see all the different looks and you see all the different blitzes, but every day that you rep and every day that you're out there practicing and playing, you're getting better from an experience standpoint alone. So that's been our focus, just trying to introduce them to a lot of different things here over the past really 7 weeks, and so they're excited to play. I think one thing you'll see are guys that are going to be extremely excited to play football and get a little bit of normal back in their life and get out there and listen, and so coaches included, we're all excited to play.
That's obviously on the offensive side of the ball. What about on the defensive side of the ball? What are you looking for out of your defense this week?
Well, kind of going back to what we were talking about with the offensive side, the defensive side, I've been extremely impressed really with all 3 levels of our defense. Our secondary has played a lot of games together. Those are guys that going into a first game, especially when you don't know exactly what's coming at you, it's nice to have a lot of experience back there because they play so much football that they can adjust. And our linebacking core I've been very impressed with as well. We're very quick, very instinctual, they can really run the field down. I mean, they just do a great job with it. And our defensive line, same thing, it's very quick, and we'll come at them in a couple different waves of guys that can come, so I've been very, very impressed with our defense really throughout the whole camp, so I'm excited to see them play.
And so we will see them play on Saturday, 1 o'clock, Baker, Peru State. You can watch the live stream at bakerwildcats.com. Thank you for the time, Coach.
Thank you.